Welcome and thank you for joining 7 minutes of the 7 minute plunge. We thank you for joining today. I want to motivate you for the next few minutes to make the jump, the enthusiastic effort to change your world by improving your argument. Today, I want to encourage you. Someone once wrote, "Don't raise your voice, improve your argument." Our verbal fights results oftentimes in either life or death, blessings or cursings, what's extremely important and what's not. Our ability to pick an argument on any given day is always motivated and is always a matter of whether we're trying to prove ourselves right or whether we're trying to prove ourselves wrong, whether we enjoy cussing, communicating, fussing, or discussing in many manners, whether to be loud or whether to be quiet. But I believe one of the most important moments and attributes of arguing is the ability to make the exchange, to make an adjustment, to remain poised, contend without casualties. Changing our world does not mean destroying others, but being willing to make an exchange. It is important today. 3 things that I want to leave to you in the next few moments. If we're going to change our world and improve our arguments, it's going to be essential that number 1, we learn how to alter our experiences without ruining relationships. Number 1, learn to alter our experiences without ruining relationships. Listen, past traumas, past trials, past tragedies does not have to mistreat present connections. Many times, many of us, we're killing people who are presently in our lives based upon traumas, based upon trials, and based upon tragedies that have happened in our life. I hear this real clear. Stop holding hostage those who hurt you. Just because somebody hurt you does not mean that everybody that is in your life is going to hurt you. I've said this for years. There's some people come in our life to hurt us, but then God sends other people in our life to heal us. We must learn how to alter our experiences without ruining connections. Change you to make different your world. Number 2, as your world turns, listen, as your world turns, evolve without losing your fight. If we're going to change our world and improve our argument, we have to learn how, as our world changes and our world turns, that we've got to evolve without losing our fight. Progress, listen, without process is regress. Process without process is to regress. Stop going back as a backslider and start going forward as a confronter. There's some things we must learn how to confront. If we're going to overcome some things, we've got to confront it. Listen, exchange your fight with momentum and not your right with movement. Too many of us, watch this, we want to change our world, but we're unwilling. Watch this, to leave some things behind us. If we're going to go forward, if we're going to maximize in our moments, and we're going to become motivated, we got to learn how to exchange our fight with momentum. There's some things we got to argue, but then some things we've got to leave alone and let it just die. Listen, some things it's more valuable. I'm going to say this. It's more valuable to win the individual than to win an argument. I'll leave that alone. Number 3, make every effort to bring up victory without bringing down vulnerability. Number 3, make every effort to bring up victory without bringing down vulnerability. Exposure to being vulnerable makes one accountable. Exposure to being vulnerable make one accountable. Never blame others with a raised voice without accountability to a raised victory. If you can raise your voice, you can also raise the victory. It's not a matter of me winning the war and winning the battle. Sometimes I've got to learn how to win the individual, because that individual is more valuable to me than an argument. I've got to be right. You don't have to be right. You have to, watch this, be accountable. When you shortchange them, you also shortchange you. Let me close with this. To change your world, make the exchange. It cannot just be about you being right. You have to make the exchange. Not shortchange yourself as well as with others, just to win an argument. We need each other to survive. I want to say this: three things: change, exchange, and don't shortchange you. It's going to be important today that you and I would embrace the reality. We've got to learn how to alter our experiences without ruining relationships. Secondly, as your world turns, evolve without losing your fight. You still got to have the fight. You still have to have a fight in this day and age. We still have to have our fight, but sometimes we got to know when to walk away from a good fight. A good fight means I need you to survive and not allow me, amen, just to win an argument. Thirdly, make every effort to bring up victory without bringing down vulnerability. Sometimes you can expose somebody, and just because you expose them, hold on. That which you have sown, you shall also reap, because vulnerability always come back. Listen, this has been your 7-minute plunge. I pray that you've been motivated today in this midday motivation. Listen, change, exchange, and never shortchange who you are. This is Bishop Jerome L. Henry. Thank you and love you to life. Be blessed.